Ladies and gentlemen, enthusiasts of automotive heritage, good evening. Today, I have the incredible pleasure and privilege of diving deep into one of the most iconic, elegant, and historically significant vehicles ever produced in America, the 1953 Buick Skylark. This car is not just metal, chrome, and rubber. It is a time capsule, a moving sculpture, a celebration of engineering artistry, and a symbol of the American post-war dream. To understand the Skylark, we must travel back in time, not just to 1953, but to the years that shaped that moment. The early 1950s were a period of transformation in the United States. The Second World War had ended less than a decade prior. Soldiers had returned home, factories had been converted from military production to consumer goods, and America was experiencing an economic boom unlike anything before. People wanted more than just functionality, they wanted style, luxury, and innovation. And nowhere was that desire more beautifully realized than in the cars of the early 1950s. Buick, one of General Motors' most prestigious and beloved brands, was already well respected for its quality and performance. But in 1953, Buick wanted to make a statement. That year marked Buick's 50th anniversary, and the brand decided to commemorate the occasion with something extraordinary, something exclusive, luxurious, and unforgettable. The result was the 1953 Buick Skylark. It wasn't just a new model. It was a limited edition masterpiece, a hand-built convertible that stood apart from anything else Buick, or any other American carmaker, had produced. Only 1,690 units of the Skylark were ever made in that inaugural year. That limited production was part of the appeal. It was meant for those who wanted to stand out, who wanted to own a car that spoke of status, taste, and a forward-looking mindset. The Skylark was built on the Roadmaster chassis, but that's where the similarities ended. It had an entirely unique body. Buick stripped away the usual body panels and replaced them with something special, a sleek, curvaceous, low-slung convertible design that oozed sophistication. Almost every panel on the Skylark was custom. One of the first things that catches your eye about the 1953 Skylark is its striking design. It featured full cutout wheel wells, a bold move at the time. These revealed bright Kelsey Hayes wire wheels, which were a hallmark of luxury and performance. The car sat lower than other Buicks, giving it a sporty, almost European stance. And those rear fenders, with their sweeping curves and integrated taillights, looked like they were sculpted rather than stamped. The car's proportions were elegant, with a long hood, a short rear deck, and a raked windshield that added to its aerodynamic profile. Then there's the chrome. Oh, the chrome. Buick designers didn't hold back when it came to brightwork. From the massive front grille, made up of vertical chrome bars that looked like an aristocrat's smile, to the trim that flowed along the sides and wrapped around the rear, the Skylark sparkled like a gem in the sunlight. But none of it felt excessive or gaudy. It was balanced, refined. It was a celebration of craftsmanship. But the Skylark wasn't just about looks. Under the hood was something equally special, the all-new 322 cubic inch Fireball V8 engine. This was the first year Buick introduced the V8 after years of relying on straight eights. The Fireball V8 produced 188 horsepower, which might not sound like a lot by today's standards, but in 1953, it was impressive, especially for a luxury convertible. Paired with the reliable Dynaflow automatic transmission, the Skylark offered a smooth, quiet ride that felt like floating on a cloud. And inside, well, the interior of the 1953 Skylark is where you can really see the love and attention that went into each vehicle. The seats were upholstered in premium two-tone leather, with color combinations carefully selected to complement the exterior paint. The dashboard was fully equipped, including a 12-volt electrical system, a rarity at the time, as most cars were still using 6-volt systems. That 12-volt system powered modern conveniences like electric windows and a power-operated convertible top, setting the Skylark apart as a truly forward-thinking machine. Everywhere you looked inside the Skylark, there were touches of elegance. The steering wheel was delicately designed, with a horn ring that felt more like jewelry than a functional component. The gauges were clear and easy to read, and even the radio had a touch of Art Deco flair. And because this was a hand-built car, each unit was subtly different. Buick's craftsmen paid close attention to detail, ensuring that every seam, stitch, and surface was just right. But beyond the aesthetics and performance, the 1953 Buick Skylark represented something bigger. It was a symbol of optimism. America in 1953 was dreaming big. The war was behind them, the economy was strong, and the middle class was growing. People believed in progress, in technology, in style. They wanted homes with color TVs and cars that made a statement. The Skylark was Buick's gift to that era, a rolling expression of American confidence. Now, some might ask, if the Skylark was so extraordinary, why were only 1,690 produced? That's a fair question. The answer lies in the nature of the car itself. Because it was largely hand-assembled and featured so many custom parts, it was expensive to build, and to buy. The Skylark cost over $5,000 in 1953, at a time when the average car sold for about half that. It was more expensive than many Cadillacs, which was saying something. This wasn't a car for the average buyer, it was for the connoisseur, the dreamer, the one who saw cars as more than just transportation. And yet, the limited production is part of what makes the Skylark so special today. It was never meant to be mass-produced. It was an experiment in luxury, a tribute to Buick's heritage, and a glimpse into the future of American automotive design. Collectors today revere the 1953 Skylark not only for its beauty but for its historical importance. Over the years, the Skylark name would continue, with Buick releasing follow-up models in 1954 and beyond. But none would quite capture the magic of that original 1953 version. The later models shared the name but not the bespoke construction or the handcrafted charm. They were fine cars, but the 1953 Skylark was in a league of its own. Today, if you're lucky enough to see a 1953 Buick Skylark in person, perhaps at a concours d'elegance, a museum, or even on the road, you'll notice something magical. People stop and stare. Even those who know nothing about cars are drawn to its presence. It radiates a kind of timeless charm that modern vehicles simply can't replicate. It isn't about speed or gadgets or efficiency. It's about beauty. It's about craftsmanship. It's about emotion. Many automotive historians consider the 1953 Skylark to be one of the most collectible American cars of the 1950s. Pristine examples fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. But even more valuable than its market price is the experience it offers, the way it connects us to a different time. It's a car that reminds us what America was dreaming of in the post-war era. It's a car that tells a story without saying a word. Let me tell you something personal. I once spoke to a gentleman who had restored a 1953 Skylark from the ground up. He said the process took him over 5 years, countless hours, and more money than he liked to admit. But when he finally took the car out for its first drive, when the sun hit that chrome and the engine purred like a satisfied lion, he said it was all worth it. People waved, strangers took photos, and he felt, for a moment, like he was part of something bigger than himself, like he was holding history in his hands. That's the power of the Skylark. It's not just a car. It's a memory machine. It's a dream brought to life in steel and leather. And in our fast-paced, digital world, it reminds us of a time when design was personal, when cars had soul, and when craftsmanship mattered. In closing, the 1953 Buick Skylark is more than just a vehicle. It is an icon, a testament to Buick's golden age, and a reminder of what American engineering and design are capable of when driven by passion and vision. Whether you're a car enthusiast, a historian, or simply someone who appreciates beauty, the Skylark has something to offer you. It stands as a symbol of excellence, a beacon of the past that still lights the road ahead. And that, my friends, is something truly worth celebrating. Thank you.